Hooray! You've found sprouting H intent meter. Welcome. Sometimes it's helpful to make an outer model for an inner energy process. It's coming on your screen is one such device. It functions is to connect three different aspects of your imagination. In this case, the image, not the material it is made of, is important. Sometimes it's the material, but in this case it's the image that goes on this intent meter. By constructing and holding this intent meter in your hand and in your imagination, it makes it easier to tune to one's own or another's intentions. There are three major fields contained in this meter. The top field monitors one's thinking for current paradigm assumptions of win-lose on the left and win-win on the right. The middle red field monitors warning light, and it in your imagination ask for it to flash for if self-sabotage or setup sabotage may be in the works. The bottom field monitors subterranean fields for embodiment by you or who you're tuning to in both win-win activities or win-lose activities. By holding this meter in your hand and by focusing your attention on your body's resonances to whatever aspect you choose to tune to at any particular time, you can detect if you have a disagreement with yourself. In your imagination, when the top arrow and the bottom arrow are not in a straight line, for example, when one points towards win-win or cooperative thinking and the bottom arrow points towards win-lose or duality, separate thinking in your embodiment, then the red light flashes, indicating that your thinking and doing aspects do not agree with each other. You may be setting yourself up for self-sabotage. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Your espoused ideas have not been integrated into your actions. And we all do that. Oh, that's a good idea, but then to implement it sometimes takes quite a while. To make one of these devices, the following list of materials will be needed. Remember to design it to your liking in size and materials. For the one seen on the screen, the following materials were used. A red and a black permanent pen that writes on plastic. 3 plastic lids, although any plastic will do. If you have, lids of any kind or color or clear something, then that'll work. A brad or short length of wire tie you can twist, and that's an or, not and. Scissors or a safe razor blade cutter. A paper punch or nail, hammer, and disposable wood surface. In other words, going to put a hole in something, and so basically I use a punch, but you can hit it with a nail, and just so you have a piece of wood under it that doesn't matter if it gets some nail holes in it. Okay, let's take a look at the things we have. This is a block of wood. It can be anything. It's just so that it acts as a pounding surface. Hammer, nail, and the nail is basically the size of the brad. It can be a little more bigger, a little smaller. A minimum of 2 pins. I'm going to use 3 pins. These are permanent markers. This pair of scissors. I'm going to use this. I'm using 3 lids. We're making this. This is the one. Yeah. The one I carry is smaller. I'm making it bigger so we can see it. And you don't have to use lids. You can use, this is out of the recycle. It has, this solves the problem of having to punch holes if you draw your arrows around it and cut around them and cut them out. This is a, if you don't have brads, you don't want to buy a box, or the trouble, you just take a tie, if you have one laying around in the drawer, as it comes off something, and then wrap it around the nail, and then it acts as you go through, and then wrap it the other side. Now the intent meter, the image is important more than the materials, period. But it helps remind you. I'm going to start by putting the hole in the middle. The punch doesn't reach, so I have all three, 1, 2, 3 stacked up here, and by putting the pin in the middle, this is simple. With, I'm going to start with the background, and the background, mine happens to have Dixie on it, but I'm going to just make an X, and the X is the shape of an X. Go from one side to the other, and there's no hard and fast rule, probably a skinny X. This is a red zone, which flashes when it goes off, when there is a conflict between the top field, which is going to be your thinking, and the bottom field, which is the embodiment aspect. Basically, it's like an integrity meter, in that when your ideas and your talking doesn't agree with what you do, that's what it shows in yourself, and you can use your imagination and use it like a filter through others to do the same thing.